We're going to take an intermission, but before we do that, I'd like to present to you Dr. Jason Obie, our Voice Programs Director, for another behind-the-scenes look. Dr. Obie?
First thing I want to do is to ask Peter, when did you start this up? Now, how long has it been now?
We started in
2002.
I came to see you. I started trying to then Dr. Gary Gibbs ran off for having me go see you in January of 2000.
Right. And at that time, he was coming every Saturday morning over to TSU. We were working in the choir room. Peter would bring donuts and juice. There were about 4, 5, 6 kids that were officially enrolled. Most of the time, maybe 2 of them would show up. Every Saturday morning, I would give my time. Peter was giving not only his time, but also his money because he believed in this project so much. And he's continued to do that. And I have to really salute him. Peter is not a musician by his profession, but this is something that he has on his heart to do, a mission that he believes is very important. Over that time, Chris, I think, where were you in 2003? Were you even out of high school at that time? He was a senior in high school. Chris came out of Fort Worth, Dallas area with braces and glasses. And, you know, I used to tease him and say he probably didn't even have hair under his arms. And he came along, and he is now he's teaching in the school system. And it's gratifying to me. I was telling Peter last night over the computer, I've got people showing up at my house right now, and family from out of town, barbecuing and so on. And so it's very hectic. But this, I think, by far, I'm warmed as I rushed in late to see what was going on. And I have gone in, of course, to Waltrip and to HSPVA to work with Chris and the students periodically, and have communicated with Peter over the years about new people that he'll bring into the program, students-wise, also the people on the board that he's brought in who have begun to give their energy and time, and to see it take traction, because I do think that this is a very valuable service, and we are ensuring the future. And it's almost not so important that each of these students that we see performing today will become the next American Idol or the next person on the opera stage, although that is a possibility. You don't know who is coming through, but that we have an audience for this kind of music, for formal music, as I see what is acceptable now in the realm of professional music, whether it be, as many of you know, what's going on in your own churches, what is going on the stages. There is not the and it's not that it all has to be classical or anything like that, but that the students have a strong foundation from which to grow, and that those that do not choose this as a profession will be professional audiences, that they will buy the tickets, and that they will support those who do that. Because our music, along with art and literature, is how we define our culture. It's who we are. So it's something that I want to take a second to acknowledge Peter for pushing so much, despite having great difficulty keeping it going sometimes, writing the grants. Exactly. Writing the grants to pay the teachers, writing the grants to get money to give, because the students don't pay anything, to give them music. And when that wasn't possible, even, and I hope I don't embarrass you by saying this, even in a time when he did not have a job himself, to buy things out of his own pocket to keep the program going. So it takes a special person to do that, and to do that kind of thing. So thank you, Peter, for that. You know, I don't do too much. I mean, those first years, I have to tell you, sometimes I didn't want to get up on Saturday morning and come over there to do that, particularly when sometimes the students didn't all show up. But it's important. And if we don't, who will, right? So thank you to the teachers who have participated. I see Pat Miner here. I see Laurie Amsler here. I don't know if there are others. The board members who have worked and volunteered their time, and others who have volunteered their time. And Bob, who is here today. Bob, you know, I work with Bob at the Unitarian Church, and almost immediately, yes, let's do this. Let's do this. Bob will play He doesn't ask for anything in order to do that. Very busy man. You know, he's a young man with very young children. I'm teasing him. It's a private joke. And he does. He's got a 13-year-old. And taking them to baseball games and doing things. And he has a very responsible job in procurement, believe it or not, although he plays the piano beautifully over at the HISD administration office. And he comes here because he believes in it, because he believes in music. He believes in the future of music and the education of our musicians. So if we don't do it, who will? If we don't do it, who will? So anyway, I've taken up your time. Thank you so much. And please continue to support this effort. And thank you.